Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Troy Aikman, Cowboys should cancel trades after ugly loss to Cardinals. As he watched the Arizona Cardinals continue to pick apart the Dallas Cowboys defense in a Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup, former Cowboys quarterback, Pro Football Hall of Famer and three-time Super Bowl champion Troy Aikman could barely hide the disdain in his voice. When his partner in ESPN's MNF broadcast, play-by-play commentator Joe Buck, mentioned how Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was telling people he already had a completed trade in place ahead of the next day's NFL trade deadline, Aikman was quick to reply with a veiled shot at his former boss. "He might want to cancel that trade," said Aikman, who played for the Cowboys from 1989 to 2000. "Because no one player is going to make a difference on this defense, with what we're seeing here. The Cowboys are not a good football team." The 27-17 home loss dropped the Cowboys to 3-5-1 and seemed to put a big dent in the hype the franchise built up headed into the trade deadline, one that would have been burnished by a win over the lowly Cardinals. Instead, national viewers got to witness a defense that's been one of the NFL's worst from the jump and entered the game ranked 31st out of 32 teams. The Cardinals racked up 340 yards of total offense, and the defense got to suffer its own new ignominy when Arizona wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. made $90 million cornerback Darren Bland fall flat on his back on a 4-yard touchdown reception, punctuated by Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb's shocked reaction when he saw it on the replay. The Cowboys rushed to sign Darren Bland, Tyler Smith, and Jake Ferguson when they traded Micah Parsons. NFL reporter Connor Livesay wrote on X, "Safe to say those three are having the worst seasons of their careers. Yes, I know Ferguson has numbers, but his tape is not good whatsoever." While other NFL teams wheeled and dealed one day before the deadline, it doesn't take a big leap in imagination to see what Jones may have been thinking headed toward the trade deadline. First, create some buzz, which is what he did by teasing the trade. Second, hope the Cowboys win in front of a national TV audience to build on that buzz. But his team failed him. He may have been waiting to pull the trigger on the trade until after the Monday Night Football game against the Cardinals. The Cowboys now get a bye in Week 10 before a second consecutive Monday Night Football game, this one against the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 11. Cowboys pull off deadline trade for $36 million AFC North standout. The Dallas Cowboys weren't joking around when they said they had a trade in place ahead of the 2025 NFL trade deadline on Tuesday, November 4th. According to multiple reports, the Cowboys have acquired Cincinnati Bengals off-ball linebacker Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson was a player the Bengals weren't using that much and had asked to be traded, ESPN's Dan Graziano said on November 4th. So they get a player from a player on the only NFL defense arguably worse than theirs. While the terms of Wilson's deal weren't yet determined, he's found himself playing behind rookie Barrett Carter this season. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones teased that he had a trade in place on Monday, November 3rd, before his team suffered an embarrassing 27-17 home loss to the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football, then reiterated that after the game. The Cowboys are ranked 31st out of 32 NFL teams in total defense, and their best off-ball linebacker, DeMarvion Overshown, is coming off his second major knee injury in the last 2 years after he tore his ACL in Week 14 of the 2024 regular season and won't be back until a Thanksgiving Day game against the Kansas City Chiefs, at the earliest. The deal also fills an immediate need for the Cowboys after one of their off-ball linebackers, Jack Sanborn, was placed on injured reserve with a groin injury ahead of the Cardinals game. Sanborn has 34 tackles in 6 games this season after signing a 1-year, $1.5 million free agent contract with the Cowboys in March. Wilson, 6'2" and 245 pounds, was a 2-time All-Mountain West Conference pick at the University of Wyoming before the Bengals selected him in the 3rd round, number 65 overall, of the 2020 NFL Draft. Wilson became a full-time starter in his second season, the same year the Bengals shocked the NFL and played in the Super Bowl for the first time since 1988. In the last 4 seasons, Wilson has over 100 tackles each year and his difference-making career numbers jump off the page: 12 career interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 26 pass deflections, 19 TFL and 18 quarterback hits. Cowboys shock NFL with trade for $96 million former number 3 overall pick. The Dallas Cowboys were not done dealing on the final day of the NFL's trade window, pulling off perhaps the most shocking deal ahead of the November 4th deadline by sending a first-round pick and more to the New York Jets in exchange for NFL All-Pro and 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. The final details of the deal were Williams in exchange for a 2026 second-round pick, 2027 seventh-round pick and defensive tackle Motzie Smith, a 2023 first-round pick. Blockbuster: the Cowboys are trading for Jets Pro Bowl defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, sending a first-round pick and more to New York Jets, per the insiders, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport wrote on his official X account. New home for one of the NFL's best, a team that values interior defensive linemen, as Jets builds for the future. The trade for Williams, the number 3 overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, sent shockwaves around the NFL and represents a significant investment in the Jets' future. The 6-foot, 303-pound Williams signed a 4-year, $96 million contract extension in July 2023 that would keep him in Dallas through the 2027 season. It was the second blockbuster trade of the day for the Cowboys, who also made a deal for Cincinnati Bengals off-ball linebacker Logan Wilson. It was the second NFL All-Pro defender the Jets traded away in a 12-hour period after sending cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for another first-round pick. Jets blockbuster 2. New York is trading 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, sources tell ESPN. ESPN's Adam Schefter wrote on his official X account. First cornerback Sauce Gardner and now, on the same day, Williams. The deal for Williams gives the Cowboys arguably the NFL's best 1-2 punch on the interior defensive line behind just the Philadelphia Eagles duo of Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. The Cowboys already have Pro Bowler Kenny Clark at one of the defensive tackle spots, with Clark part of the preseason trade that sent edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for 2 first-round draft picks.